Hey guys, what's up? Ultimus here. Today's video I want to talk about warriors. Now this might be a topic that has kind of been done and sorted out, but I did want to chime in with my 2 cents and kind of share with you guys my thoughts on it and where I thought warriors were at. At first I wasn't really sure if the video was worth it, just because all of this is so very temporary, with the fact that we're going to be soon grinding up to level 100 and then everything is going to change. But the fact that this is where we're at right now in the game, and so we have to learn to kind of play and adjust with it and adjust to the changes right now until we get to level 100. So that's what kind of made this video seem worth it to me. Before we do go any further, I will make a note here and say that I am messing around with some new audio recording software. Instead of recording the audio directly over the game through the same file as the video file, I am recording these sounds separately using a recording software. So let me know what you guys think of the audio quality. Is it better, worse, clearer, fuzzier? Yeah, let me know, and then we'll go from there. Now, warriors are always in an interesting spot at the beginning of any expansion. A Mist of Pandaria being the brief and only exception. But at the beginning of every expansion, warriors are always gimped and very weak compared to other classes. Wrath of the Lich King stands out to me very, very blatantly compared to the others, because warriors were in such a rough position with the way their stats scaled and how it affected their rage generation, to where warriors were so rage starved that they couldn't bring anything to the table. Of course, Mist of Pandaria, like I said, is the only exception for that, where warriors started off so strong that nobody wanted to play with us, nobody wanted to fight against us, nobody really wanted us around because we took the fun out of the game. And so then, of course, that turned around and meant that we got nerfed hard into the ground the next patch, to the point that no one wanted to play with us again just because we were that bad. But as warriors, I feel like it's kind of the running joke that Blizzard nerfs warriors just because they have their finger on the nerf button, and we always, though, find a way to kind of come back and hold our own. We're a relentless bunch, that is for sure. And so with all of the changes rolling in for patch 6.0.2, it does definitely change and affect our gameplay style, of course, like most other classes. First and foremost, we'll go over and look over the talents really quick now. Level 15, Juggernaut and Warbringer are both excellent choices. The stun on Warbringer is excellent. However, because warriors are having a problem right now with a little bit of a rage generation issue, Juggernaut is your better choice. And it just helps keep you mobile and moving you around the map on every 12 seconds instead of 20 seconds, which means you generate rage every 12 seconds if you're using it, and it does help you close gaps a lot nicer. And rage regeneration is still the only healing talent in your level 30 tier that's worth your time. Won't even bother talking about the other ones because unfortunately they're both rubbish. Now, your level 45 tier is the most interesting because all three of these talents are all actually excellent choices, except for the fact that right now Taste for Blood is definitely helping us cope with our rage generation issues. Basically, every time Ren deals damage, you gain 3 rage. Ren lasts for quite a while, and since you want it to last for the full duration, and finish its duration so you get that big hit at the end, if you can multi-dot targets, you're going to be in a good position for your rage generation, and it basically just allows you to spam the heck out of Whirlwind, which is where the most of your damage is going to come from when you're waiting for Mortal Strike, Colossus, and Colossus Smash to come off of cooldown. Again, all three of these talents are excellent choices, and when you get to level 100, you're more than likely going to switch out to Sudden Death or Slam. But for right now, to kind of cope with where we're at in the game, Taste for Blood does seem to be a better choice if you're looking to close that gap with that rage generation. If you don't feel like you're having a problem generating rage, then by all means go for Sudden Death, or if you're just goofing off, by all means go for Sudden Death. I don't feel like this is a end all be all, this is the best spec to play, but this does feel like the spec we're getting the most success out of and keeping ourselves consistent with our damage. Level 60 tier, Stormbolt still your best choice. Shockwave is still good, but Stormbolt is a ranged stun on a permanent 30-second cooldown, no chance for a 40-second cooldown. If you can get 3 targets in Shockwave, then sweet, you're looking at an awesome 20-second cooldown, but the fact that Stormbolt is consistently every time reliable 30 seconds range stun, you just can't argue with it. Safeguard's still your best talent in your level 75 tier, with Vigilance being very situational and definitely more PvE orientated, I feel. And then Mouse Spell Reflect is just kind of a bummer because it does replace your spell reflection, so do what you will with that one. And then of course your level 90 tier for now as our last tier, since of course we don't have access to our level 100 tiers yet. Bloodbath and Bladestorm definitely being your optimal choices right now. Both are on a minute cooldown. Both do great damage. Bloodbath definitely helps keep that pressure on as you're spamming Whirlwind on a bunch of targets, put more bleeds up everywhere. Avatar is good, but just on a 3-minute cooldown compared to the other two, it doesn't quite cut it, I don't feel. So that's kind of where our talents are at. Glyphs, I'm running with Mortal Strike, Glyph of Die by the Sword, and Bull Rush. Though Glyph of Sweeping Strikes could easily replace Mortal Strike or Die by the Sword, just again to help with that rage generation. So that's what you're looking at. Level 100 though, more than likely, or whenever people are able to make it, Glyph of Rallying Cry will definitely be your go-to glyph in there. Stats, this one's pretty common knowledge, but I will go over it just to say we did it because I don't want to skip it. Pretty much stacking the heck out of Mastery and Crit. All yellow slots, Mastery except for basically anywhere you're going to get a PvP power bonus, just throw Mastery in there because PvP powers are pointless, and then throwing crit gems other places. Since Mastery basically is a direct buff to your main skills and your main rotation, you can't go wrong with it. Definitely going to be switching up some of your gear a little bit. I still need to pick up the other alternative for the bracers, as well as the back, I believe, but just because again we do want that Mastery just to try to get our stats up as high as we can. So right now Warriors are definitely in a not a terrible place, but they're not the best either. Definitely feel gimped, not really able to defend ourselves really against anyone else. Basically, we really need to have that healing support and those support classes behind us, and we really don't have a lot to bring to the table as far as support for other classes either. So we're definitely kind of in a strange spot where we need help, but we can't really offer too much help. That being said though, we still do a ton of damage. Warriors are definitely on the top of the, I don't want to say at the top, but they're definitely one of the top damage classes right now. We just kind of fall apart if we take too much pressure. So keep that in mind. You might not want to go out there going hog wild into a crowd of 3 or 4 people without a pocket healer. That much is for sure. Maybe even 2 pocket healers if we're being completely honest. But all that to say, I am definitely still enjoying my Warrior. Having a lot of fun with them. My Warrior and my Death Knight for sure. The classes I am enjoying the most right now. But yeah, that's going to about do it for me in this video. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. As we're all just adjusting, and again I do want to, as always, try to keep a level head on and remember that this is all scaled for level 100 and this is also very, very temporary anyways, but this is just kind of a talk about how to best cope with where we're at right now and trying to keep ourselves in the game so we don't fall behind. The life of a warrior. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.